Recognition that libraries are not a luxury, but an essential civic infrastructure, the most visited civic institutions in this city. Starting this weekend, more than 30 public libraries will be open 7 days a week, which is just incredible news for all New Yorkers. The New York Public Library is so proud and delighted that we'll have 5 additional branches opening on Sunday. In the Bronx, Mott Haven, Kingsbridge, and Baychester will double the number of Sunday open libraries in the Bronx. On Staten Island, St. George Library Center will join Todd Hill, Westerly. And right here in the heart of Manhattan, the Harlem Library will keep its doors open 7 days a week, joining Jefferson Market, the Stavros Niarchos Foundation Library, and Washington Heights in my old neighborhood. Accessibility has always been a top priority for the library's 3 amazing library systems. We often talk about that in reference to information, eliminating barriers to access, eliminating late fines, whatever it takes for everyone to feel welcome. We're also investing so much in closing the digital divide. Over 1 million New Yorkers still in the digital dark. And we are spearheading innovative programs aimed at enhancing digital literacy, expanding internet access for lower-income New Yorkers. But sometimes access is about just that. It's more concrete than all that. Keeping our doors open 7 days a week might seem small, but the data shows it can have a huge impact on New Yorkers who need our services every day of the week, including Sundays when they may not be working. All these positive developments made possible by our friends in city government, for whom we are so grateful. A big thank you to Mayor Adams, Council members Carlina Rivera and Justin Brennan, who chair the committees for libraries and on finance, respectively. But last, and certainly not least, in fact, foremost, we're here to thank Speaker Adrienne Adams. Speaker Adams, you had a vision, and you worked tirelessly to make it happen. We are so in your debt. New Yorkers are so in your debt for this and for all you have done and accomplished. Public service is not always easy, but it is essential, and you have shown us what it looks like to do it at its best. Please join me in welcoming Speaker Adams.
Good morning, everyone. You know, Tony just warms my heart. You all know that I see myself in the pages of these books. As a former trustee of the Queens Public Library, libraries have been the essence of who I have been and who I have grown to become. So again, libraries reflect this life, and I'm so honored to have just a little bit of something to do with its important, dynamic future. And so I thank Tony, Linda, my beloved Dennis, for your partnership over these years and just being the glue that keeps our library solid together and moving. So thank you, everyone. Thank you for being here as we celebrate 7-day library service at 11 additional branches across our amazing city. I am New York City Council Speaker Adrienne Adams, and I still do have the honor of representing the first women majority and most diverse council in the history of the city of New York. And I am joined by the men who get it, Council Member Yusuf Salaam and Council Member Eric Dinowitz. And of course, I acknowledge once again our amazing partners in leadership of our 3 public library systems: Linda Johnson from the Brooklyn Public Library, Tony Marks from New York Public Library, and my very own Dennis Walcott from Queens Public Library. Libraries are essential to our amazing communities here in New York City. We know the value they provide to New Yorkers: a place to cool down during the summer, a place to warm up during the winter, a place for neighbors to gather, and an accessible hub for people of all ages, all backgrounds, and abilities to read, gain new skills, and access the internet. That's why year after year, this council has fought tooth and nail to defend and fully fund our libraries. When libraries were on the chopping block during last year's budget cycle, we all mobilized alongside our library leaders and New Yorkers across the city to secure their library funding restoration. But despite this progress, we know not enough neighborhoods have access to 7-day library service. That's why in my State of the City address this year, I announced a plan to expand 7-day service to additional branches across the city. I'm so proud to say that we've made good on that promise, adding not only 10, but 11 additional branches that will serve our city. With the council's $2 million in investment, even more New Yorkers across all 5 boroughs will have uninterrupted access to these critical resource and information hubs. This investment comes in addition to a $15 million increase in operating support that we secured for Brooklyn, Queens, and New York Public Library systems. We are determined to make sure that our libraries succeed. Libraries are among our most precious public resources. It's up to us and city government to ensure they stand strong for generations to come. New Yorkers across the 5 boroughs whose neighborhoods are welcoming 7-day library service, we can't wait to open the doors just for you. So I want to congratulate all of us in City Council who fight the good fight, the fight that no one really sees, but thank goodness people feel it. Thank you to our partners who stand resilient, steadfast in their commitment to millions of New Yorkers across this city that need you so badly. We thank you to our workers in our libraries who continue to 24/7 just do what you do, in knowing the work, the labor that you put in transforms across generations now and forever. We thank you to our advocates who have stood strong at City Hall, rallied with us, for us, behind the scenes and in front of the scenes, to make sure that our libraries never become a thing of the past, but remain the strongest thing of the future that this city has ever seen. Thank you very much.
Oof. Thank you, Madam Speaker. Thank you, thank you. And now from here in Harlem, someone who understands adversity and overcoming it, and the power of learning and education to make that possible. Please join me in welcoming Councilmember Yusef Salaam.
Wow, we're here, and this is really, really a powerful moment. I want to first start by saying, may the peace, mercy, and blessings from the owner of all peace, mercy, and blessings be upon each and every one of you and your families. It's truly a great honor to stand with you today to celebrate an investment that will touch every single corner of our city. The expansion of 7-day service at our public libraries. I want to thank our library leadership, my colleagues in government, and I want to especially thank our speaker, Adrienne Adams. The thanks is for championing this initiative and ensuring, in fact, that libraries remain a priority in this year's budget. Her leadership has been critical in making this vision a reality. Libraries are more than just buildings with books. They are, in fact, community anchors. They are safe spaces where children discover the joys of reading, where seniors connect with their neighbors, where job seekers access resources, and where families find support. For so many New Yorkers, especially in Harlem, libraries are a lifeline. That is why today's announcement is so important. With the expansion of our libraries will be open 7 days a week, ensuring that no matter your schedule, whether you work at nights, whether you work weekends, or multiple jobs, or you're like people in the city council, you're always at work. You'll have access to the resources and the opportunities that our libraries provide. And I'm especially proud that this expansion includes the Harlem Library on 124th Street, where we now stand, right here in the heart of our community. Extending its hours to 7 days a week means that more children doing homework will get the help that they need from either librarians, more adults will be able to access technologies and job search tools, and more neighbors will build community together. This is about equity, the equity that allows access. And this is about making sure that every New Yorker in every neighborhood has the chance to learn, has the chance to grow, and has the chance to thrive. Together we are making sure that the doors of opportunity never close on our community. And as the great, never late, Malcolm X has always said, education is in fact the passport to our future. Having our libraries open 7 days a week allows us to access that future in a powerful way. And I'm extremely happy that we are saving and restoring this important service for all New Yorkers. Thank you.
Thank you, Council Member. Next up is my dear friend, Linda Johnson, the President and CEO of the Brooklyn Public Library, who has done so much during her tenure to uplift Brooklyn Public Library and Brooklyn. Brooklyn's in the house. Linda Johnson.
Brooklyn is in the house, but we're happy to be in Harlem and happy to be in a library that will be open this Sunday. So for everybody who's local, we hope to see you here. It is very exciting to be here today to celebrate the opening of 30 new libraries on Sunday, 2 more in Brooklyn, at Bedford and Bay Ridge. And as exciting as it is to be making this announcement, I'm sitting here marveling at the language that we're using to describe libraries. And it is true that under this city council in particular, it has become clear that not only Dennis, Tony, and I believe that libraries are essential and, in fact, an essential service in the city of New York, but that everybody has come to understand the critical role that libraries play in all of our communities, every single community in the city of New York. And that is uplifting for all of us who are doing the work, and we owe an enormous debt of gratitude to the elected officials who now see things the way we do, starting with our terrific speaker, Adrienne Adams. Thank you so much. I also want to shout out Justin Brannon, who's not here today, but as the chairman of the Finance Committee, also very committed to his library in Bay Ridge, and we're excited that that will be open on Sunday as well. I just would like to say that in addition to all of the wonderful elected officials and public servants that have made this happen, it was also great to see so many New York City residents out there cheering for us, tens of thousands of emails and written requests to our elected officials saying how important it was to fund the libraries and to have more branches open on Sunday. And so to everybody in New York, whether you are just going about your daily routine or worried about the education that your children have and how it can supplement what's happening in the schools. Thank you to every New York City resident for coming out and supporting the library during this process. So thank you to the administration, to the City Council, and particularly to Speaker Adams for this great achievement.
Product of the public schools and a former teacher himself, Councilmember Eric Dinowitz has been a lifelong champion of public education and of public libraries. Please join me in welcoming Councilmember Dinowitz.
All right. This is such an exciting day, and first and foremost, I want to thank you, Madam Speaker, for really pushing Sunday service forward, and especially in the Northwest Bronx, in Kingsbridge. And I love this slogan, libraries are for everyone. And anyone who walks into a library, whether you were me with my young one-year-old twins doing the Mozart and Scribble program, or seeing the 6-year-olds do the Lego Steam, or when you walk in and see high schoolers playing Magic the Gathering, maybe it's Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Pokemon. I'm very old. What'd you say? Is it Pokemon? Or what? Roblox. Or they could be on playing Roblox. In my day, it was Oregon Trail. Or college kids. Just yesterday, I was there with a college kid who was doing his stack of DVDs, if you know what those are. They are older adults just going in to read the day's newspaper. There is something for everyone in our libraries. And for so long in the Northwest Bronx, they were people, my constituents were unable to experience the joys of the library, everything it had to offer, because it was closed on Sunday. But starting this Sunday, because of the work of everyone here and Speaker Adrian Adams and the City Council, the Kingsbridge branch and more branches all over the city are going to be open. And this is going to be transformative for so many people. And even for me as a kid going after school, like the library was where I learned to write poetry. And it's where I would pretend I took out books, but they were mostly VHS tapes but they were classic movies, don't worry. Where I brought my kids, where I brought my students after school. And where, if I were going to the library, I would see them on Saturdays, sneaking into the library to do their homework, to have that space that they didn't always have at home, to do their homework and discover who they were. So I am just so thrilled and so proud that this City Council, with our library systems, got this in the budget, so more and more of our constituents throughout the city can experience the joys of the library, can learn and be better New Yorkers. And I'll just add that given what's going on in the country right now, when the truth is under question and is under attack, it is more important now than ever that we are investing in our library systems and we are investing in our communities, and that is exactly what we are doing with this funding. So thank you, Madam Speaker, and thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Council Member, and thank you to the whole City Council. Last up, my amazing colleague, the President of the Queens Public Library, Dennis Walcott. Queens is in the house.
Thank you, Tony. It is a pleasure to be here. I must say, both being in Harlem, being at this gorgeous library, being across from the park, you're bringing back memories, Council Member, that I worked 17 years of my professional life in Harlem. 5 years a block down at the Teresa Hotel, and 12 years on West 136th Street. So anytime I walk down the streets of Harlem, I'm back home. It's just part of who I am, part of my DNA. And part of my DNA is also being a part of all of us at the library. And I'm going to do something that, again, is not on my script. I'm walking over to the speaker. I want to say a special personal thank you. Leadership is about a couple of things. Leadership is not just about talking about something. Leadership is about doing what you're talking about. And Speaker, you talked about it and you did it. You talked about libraries. You talked about Sunday service, and we're standing here today as a result of you and your team, the council members who are here, those who are not here, the great staff of the City Council, making sure that we, the 3 library systems, were able to open up more libraries on a Sunday to serve the public. And while I was not great in school, I was talking to the council member, I could do basic math, and I added up all the math, and Lisi helped me, as far as the number of hours per week we will be open as a result of your leadership. Libraries will be now open 55 more hours as a result of the Sunday service of your $2 million investment to the 3 public library systems. So when you think about 27 million people walk through our doors the last fiscal year, we're going to be building on that number because they trust us. We're there to serve their multiple needs. We're that open, free, safe community space for people to walk in the door of a library, whether they're going for a book, whether they're going for a class, whether they're just to feel safe, whether they're using the computer service or the Wi-Fi. They're there to be a part of who we are. And Speaker and I will be together Sunday at Rochdale Village to open up Rochdale on Sunday for the first time. And in Queens, we'll be opening up Glen Oaks Library, Hunters Point Library, Jackson Heights, and Rochdale. And also in Queens, one of our libraries is open on a Sunday, but not a Saturday. Now we'll be opening it on Saturday, and they will be joining the 7-day libraries that are part of the Queens network as well. But also, Speaker, I want you to know when you get to Rochdale on Sunday, there's going to be something that's called, I think, bugging with bugs or something along that line. So I just want to give you a heads up as far as what you're going to be dealing with. And so I'm not going to give you any more detail, but the bugging with bugs will be something that will be very interesting. But it just talks about the creativity of our staff, the creativity of libraries, and how we reach children, adults, seniors, and people of all ages. And it's as a result of you, Speaker, for being the leader that you are as the Speaker of the City Council and your colleagues, and the investment of the $2 million that will allow us to open up on Sundays to make sure we're serving the public in a better way with more hours than ever before, more program services than ever before, but more importantly, having the doors there for the community to walk through. Thank you very much, Speaker, and to the members of the City Council and to our colleagues.
That brings us to the end of our formal remarks. Let me just take a moment. This is when my staff gets nervous. You inspire me, Dennis, Linda. Look, you know, just reading the newspaper every day, we're all painfully aware of craziness in the world at large, in the country, in the city, backsliding from things that we thought we would never see backsliding from. So let me just say something personal. Being a part of this organization, working with my colleagues at Brooklyn and Queens, doing and supporting the work that happens in all of our branches now, many more, 7 days a week. seeing what that does for our fellow New Yorkers, the opportunities it creates, the community it creates. Understanding that that is only possible because of the investment, the fight of the City Council and the Speaker of the City Council for the 7-day service, for restoring and increasing our budgets so that we can do everything that we do. I just want to say personally, in a hard moment in history, it means the world to me. I'm being selfish, to me, to get up every morning and know we are doing this together in the city that we love and that we're proud of. And we are helping to make it better and to make the world what we aspire it and need it to be. Thank you all. Thank you all for everything you do. And I know you join me in the feeling of gratitude to be a part of this great work. Thank you all.